Parents were missionaries. My upbringing was obviously being the child of a missionary couple was pretty conservative. My parents had high expectations, high ideals, pretty strict background. I was encouraged to always follow the straight and narrow and not deviate from that. Image was important to my parents. I was sent to a boarding school for high school and also for college. Um, I learned during that time I did not want to disappoint my parents, but yet I wanted to experience life on my own terms. So trying to keep up that image of being a good guy and yet wanting to experience life, I learned how to be sneaky very early on.
I met Laverne while we were in college we actually worked in a nursing home and as a summer job, and we met there. We were both in nursing school at the time, and he was different.
So yes, we met in a nursing home that summer, and we started dating after that. Unfortunately, I started seeing other women while I was dating her. I thought, wow, this is something I can get away with. And I figured, you know what, we're single. I can just go ahead and sow my wild oats during this time. We weren't married yet. And I figured, hey, I would stop and I would commit once it was time to get married.
I found out and broke up with him. We did that 2 or 3 times, that same cycle, break up, he'd come over, apologize, we'd get back together, find out again. It continued probably up until close to the time we got married. And once we got married, I was telling myself before, he'll stop this when we are married. For the first 8 years or so of our marriage, I was right. I began to suspect that maybe he was repeating those same patterns he did when we were dating. And so I one night confronted him. I just asked him, "Are you having an affair?" And he admitted it and said, "Yes, I am." Pretty much gave him an ultimatum that, I couldn't do that. Now that we were married, that he needed to end it. We could probably work it out if he would do that. And he did. We immediately got into counseling, saw this counselor for 15 months, began date nights, trying to reconnect, started getting closer again. Things were feeling pretty good.
Even though that marriage counseling really did help, I think that it it was just treating the symptoms of what was going on. It really did not get to the root cause. And yes, it worked for a while, but then, like anything else, it will come back if you haven't actually fixed the issue. And for me, within 5 years, I started again. It was like the first time I took that step and I did it, I had to have more. It was like a craving. It was like a drug, almost like cocaine. And before I knew it, this emotional bond became very strong, and it became physical. I really thought that I could stop it, but I find myself too deep this time. I had fallen deeply in love, or so I thought, with this woman. The affair continued for a full year before Lisha found out about it.
I was doing things to help me cope, but it just seemed like this was going to be my life forever. I couldn't figure out how to end it. I didn't want to end it. I didn't want to stay in it. I ran across the affair recovery website, and I began to read stories of other couples and testimonials and some of Rick's articles. I thought, this actually looks promising. This looks like it will help our crisis. Being a nurse, related things medically a lot. It was like If a patient comes into an emergency room having a heart attack and the doctor were to say, "Oh, you're having a heart attack. Let's see what in your lifestyle might be causing this," that patient's going to die. You've got to stabilize the emergency before you can fix the causes. So it looked like a fair recovery, might be our emergency room. Their weekend was even called Emergency Marital Seminar. I was thinking, we just went to a seminar not long ago and it didn't really help. I don't know how I'm going to convince this man that's still having an affair to travel again, this time from Georgia to Texas, and do another weekend. And I wanted to ask him, but I had my doubts he would even agree to it.
EMS weekend was very intense. It was also a place where I felt very safe. We both felt very safe there. I felt comfortable. I felt accepted. I felt understood. I did not feel like I was being judged because all of us in that room, all the other affair couples, were going through the same thing. We left feeling like we had discovered something that was going to actually work. It was like a new hope.
I know you may say, well, how did you trust him? How could you, after everything he'd done, after all the deceit, how could you even begin to trust this man? It was all in what he did. Every morning he got up, he spent time alone with God. He still does it to this day. He was very willing for me to look at his phone. He would go out and mow the grass and leave the phone laying on the kitchen counter, just things that he hadn't done for years. And he became a different person. Just the look in his eyes was different. I found it very easy to trust him again.
We have been married 27 years now. It's not the same marriage. We don't want the same marriage. It's a different marriage. It's a great marriage. Yeah, there have been little stumbles here and there, minor stumbles, but after everything we've been through, we're having a great time. We have learned to respect each other again. We have this mutual admiration. We laugh together. We go on dates together. I'm so thankful that Lisha did not give up on me, that EMS and the affair recovery staff did not give up on me, and that most of all, God did not give up on me. This is our story.